Vanakkam Makkale! Welcome back to the Tamil channel. In today's video, we're going to look at a grammatical aspect. We're going to look at grammar. Are you guys ready for some grammar? Let's go! So in this video, we're going to look at words ending in so the consonant, and then what happens to these words that have then a suffix, or when two different words get combined together into one word, like a compound word, what happens to those words? Or more specifically, what happens to the letter, whether it disappears, changes. And we're going to look at different rules here in different cases. So rule number one, have you heard of the vowel consonants? If you know what vowel is, amongst the consonant letters, if you know which ones are the vowel consonants, then great. If you don't know yet, I would suggest you go and check out the video on consonants and the different types of consonants, because for the first rule, we're going to look at how the letter changes when it's combined with compound letters of the vowel consonants. So compound letters of vowel consonants, so not the consonants themselves, but a word or a suffix that starts with a compound letter of the vowel consonants. So ka, sa, da, pa, ra. I say ka, sa, da, pa, ra because it's easier to say, but it's like ik, ich, it, up, it. So any of the compound letters of these consonants. But there is an exception here, rule within a rule. Only 4 of the 6 compound letters, or 4 of the 6 vowel consonant compound letters can or may appear at the beginning of a word. So you can have the compound letters of ik, ich, it and up at the beginning. Compound letters of it and ut never appear at the beginning of a word. Now we do have some exceptions, like when words are derived from a different language, like ral. Then obviously you've got it there, but technically the word is meant to be spelled like ral with an I at the beginning. The rule here is whenever you combine a word that ends in and combine it with a word, so the second word starts with a compound letter of a vowel consonant, so the 4 vowel consonants minus the it and ut, what happens is you have to add the consonant of the vowel consonant compound letter to it, if that makes sense, to connect them two together. Let's look at some examples. So first we've got madam and koppu. If you combine madam and koppu, so you can see madam ends in and then koppu starts with kop, which is a compound letter of the vowel consonant ik. So when you combine it together, the gets replaced with the consonant sound of the second word. So madam plus koppu, you take away the and replace it with an ik. So it becomes mera koppu. Another example, we're going to use madam again. Madam plus sattam. So this time it starts with sa. In this case, remove the replace it with an ich and becomes mera chattam. Another example, madam plus tatte. So madam plus tatte, remove the replace it with it because the next word starts with ta. It becomes mera tatte. And one more example for up or compound letters of up. Madam plus patti. It becomes, so you remove the at the up because patti starts with pe, which is a compound letter of up, and you get Marapatti. Now that was rule number 1. That's the general rule for most words. But there are some exceptions. In this set of examples, you will see that the doesn't get replaced by the consonant, but a different consonant. Now, it won't just be any random consonant. It will be one of the inner elitha of the consonant. So, you know, if you look at the chart here, like ik and are inner elitha because they normally appear together in words. Ich and inj, it and ind. So keep that in mind when doing these examples. First example, we've got panam and klange. So in this case, when we combine it together, instead of the ik, we use ng. So panang klange. Instead of panam klange, we just say panang klange. So it doesn't become panak klange according to the first rule. Let's look at another example with 4 compound letters of ich. So here we've got tennam and topu. Together, it becomes tennantopu. So in this case, because it and ind are inner-lithical, so you use the ind instead of it to replace the So tennantopu. And then the next one is tennam and then sarayam. Sarayam is like alcohol. That's why I'm laughing. So in this case, the ich, so you replace the not with an ich, but inj, because they're inner-lithical. So tennancharayam. Tennancharayam. Okay, next rule is specific to the Vetrama suffixes. So if you look here, you've got all the Vetrama suffixes. When you combine a word that ends in with a Vetrama suffix that starts with a vowel, which all of them do anyway, gets replaced with a double it. Alright guys, so listen carefully. I'm going to explain this as easy as I can. So whenever you combine a word that ends in with a Vetruma suffix, what happens is the gets replaced with a double ith. I'm going to show you how the word is like basically broken down into its like individual parts or like letters. Let's say mera, right? So we've got plus a for ma, ir plus a for ra, and then we've got and then we're going to add the I. What you're going to do is you're going to remove the and add two ith letters instead. Then you just add them all together into compound letters. So and a becomes ma, ir and a becomes ra. And then the ith stays the same because there is no vowel next to it. But the second ith gets combined with I and becomes thai. Now you have maratai. Now this is a complete broken down version to make you understand the science behind it, or like, you know, how the replaces the ith and how you make the words. So you don't only add double ith, but you have to also combine the second ith with the vowel sound because, you know, because it will be a compound letter anyway. So you can't just leave them as they are if you want to combine them into one word. Let's look at some more examples. Madam plus ukku is marattukku. Madam and al gives marattal. Madam plus il gives marattil. Madam plus in gives marattin. And last one, madam plus ode, marattode. Okay, we've got one more rule for words ending in Now, this is the plural suffix. In this case, when we have a word that ends in you add the kar suffix for plural. So instead of, let's say we've got madam again, madam plus kar doesn't give you madam kar. It gives you marangai. So in this case, you replace it with an marangai, marangai. Then also the kar gets softened into gai because whenever there is a compound letter of uk next to it softens it and makes it into gai in terms of pronunciation. Marangai. Another example, nam and kai makes nangai. We. And then last one, padam and kai is padangai. I hope I haven't overwhelmed you with all these examples, but I hope this was a very detailed breakdown of how you can combine suffixes or add suffixes to words that end in and how the gets changed or modified. Do you have any more questions regarding words ending in and combining suffixes with that and then turning the and changing it? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and TikTok. I'll see you guys next time. Nandri Vanakkam!